Hi guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, I am back to talk about my monthly online card club again. This is for the month of November 2025, and I'm featuring the Delicate Pines bundle, which is part of the Elegant Pine Snowflakes suite and the online exclusives. I love this bundle. It is so pretty. The pine snowflakes they're gorgeous. Now, what I do, my first video, which is this one right now, is a public video, and I will actually teach how to make this first card. So everybody will learn how to make this card. And then for only my club members, they will get the exclusive video to learn how to make this card, and this card. So there are actually two ways to be able to get the exclusive video: join this club or join my team. All my team members get access to all of my exclusive videos and PDFs and things like that I do for free. But those are the four cards they're going to learn how to make. They pay $46 a month. It is subscription based, and they do it through PayPal. You do not have to have an account in PayPal. You can do it as a guest. And say you sign up on the 5th of the month, then PayPal will charge your card every 5th of the month until you cancel. You've got complete control. Whenever you want to cancel, you just go to PayPal and cancel through there. Now, what they get for their $46 a month, they get the kits to make each of those cards I just showed you. I do the embossing for them, and any die cutting that is done with a die set that's not part of the bundle. If it's part of the bundle, they do the die cutting. I still give them the paper to be able to do that, though, of course. So they get those kits, and they usually get $22 to $25 worth of product. This month, they're going to get a half roll, actually, of the shaded Spruce Gold Edged Ribbon. Love this ribbon. It's nice and thick. So normally I give them a full roll, but this month it's going to be a half roll because they're going to get a full pack of the Faceted Snowflakes, and these are a little more expensive. So that's why I did half, and plus that's still plenty of ribbon. They're going to have a ton left over, and they're going to have a ton of the snowflakes left over too. So they'll get a full pack of that. They will also get two 6x12 inch sheets, if I can get a hold of it, of this paper here. I can't remember the name, so I will put it down at the bottom. I think it's Elegant Snowflakes or something like that, but it is. They'll get two 6x12 pieces, and then they will get a half pack of the Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP, designer series paper. I will call it DSP from here on out. But I love this paper. I'm going to get these out of the way so I can show you the designs in this. I think I'll put it this way too, because you'll see them a little better. So there is one side, and there's the other. So they'll get two each of the double-sided designs. Then there are these two right here, so that's front and back. And then these that are front and back. This and front and back. Isn't this paper gorgeous? To get this down a little bit more farther so you can see it better. I just looked up and noticed it was out of the screen a little bit. Then this one here. And last but not least, this one. I really love the two designs with the Secret Sea background. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so that is what they get for their $46. And they have the option of adding on the bundle. Now, if they want to substitute with another bundle, they can. Or if they already own it, they can just use one they already own. But I'll show you the bundle here. This is the Delicate Pines bundle. Look at all of these dies. Oh, I love them. Now, the bundle is $56.50, and that is all my club members pay. I pay the shipping and tax for them that Stampin' Up! Charges. So they're saving 18% as a club member. So this is only for my club members to get this bundle at just the $56.50. No more, no shipping and tax added on. And that is in addition to the $46 a month, but this is optional. And I've got some other add-ons that they can add on if they want to, like an envelope pack and things like that. So I think that is it. I've got even more information on my card club page. So look down in the video description and click on the monthly online card club link that's there in the video description, and you'll get all the information. And then if you decide you want to sign up, click the subscribe button there on that page, and you subscribe. Then you can scroll down a little bit if you want to get the bundle, and there's a add-on link down at the bottom that you can click on and fill out that form and let me know that you want it. I will send you a PayPal invoice, and you have to pay it by the 16th of the month. And if you want to get this month's club, you do have to subscribe by the end of the day, November 15th, 2025. Okay, well, that is it. From here on out, this video is going to be just like my exclusive video for each card. This gives you a taste, so you have a taste of what the club, how it's run every month. So I'll see you on the other side. Hi, guys. It's time for another card club. I can't believe it. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. This is number 1. So I want you to go to the email that I just sent you and open it up. Go to the link for the PDF, click on it, and make sure you save that PDF to a device, your laptop or your tablet, whatever. Make sure you save that so that way you never lose the video link that's in there and all the paper sizes and the supply list for each of the cards. So right now, go to that PDF, get all of your supplies together for card number 1, and let's get started. Now, if you're going to use a Delicate Pines bundle, you're going to need the 2 snowflake stamps right here, and you're also going to need the Warmest Winter Wishes. And then with the dies, got a few more of those to get together. We've got this die. We've got this leaf die. We've got the large snowflake die, the medium-sized snowflake die. And then there are 2 here. They almost look like flowers, but they're not. They're 2 different sizes. You need both of these. And that's everything that we need from the bundle. Now, we are not going to be using any of the Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP or the Snowflake DSP or the ribbon. I know that's a change. Normally, I use at least the DSP on every single card, but this time it just didn't work with the design I came up with. I really think you're going to like this one, with even though it doesn't have the DSP or the ribbon on it. Don't worry, we'll be using that on the other cards. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I want you to get one of the long basic white pieces that's in your kit. This is 8.5 by 3 1/4. And then we're only going to use 1 ink pad on this card, and it's Secret C. So go ahead and open this up. I'm going to go ahead and start with a large snowflake. We're going to ink this up. And whenever I use delicate looking stamps that have a lot of detail to them, or if they're just large like this one is, I will turn the stamp upside down so the stamp is facing towards me, and then bring the ink pad to this. That helps me feel how hard the ink pad is hitting into the stamp. Sometimes when you do it this way, you might hit too hard and you get a bunch of ink places where you don't want it. So when it's delicate like that, I do suggest turning the stamp upside down like that. Now I'm going to hold this down for a few seconds. I am using my Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set. And it gets a lot better image, and it needs that cushioning underneath it to stamp well. Now here's the medium snowflake. I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to stamp it right here. And then we need 1 more for this one. So go ahead and ink that up. And I'll put it right next to it. Okay, that's all we need for this piece. But now I want you to get that really little piece of basic white. This one is a 2 by 3/4 inch. I'm going to bring in that sentiment I had you get out. Ink it up with the Secret C. I'm going to stamp it right in the middle, like so. Oops, there we go. And then that's what I like about photopolymer. You can stamp on something that small because you can see right where you're stamping. Oh, wait a minute. There is one more thing to stamp. You're going to get the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white, one of those that are not embossed. There are 2 the same size, but they're embossed. Make sure you get one of the ones that aren't embossed. I'm going to grab the big snowflake again. This time I'm only going to stamp a partial snowflake, that is. There we go. And then I'll wipe that off with my little chamois. Okay, that is all the stamping we need to do. So let's get the die cutting machine out. Now, if you use our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for die cutting, you need the base platform number 1, that's the thick one, a die plate number 2, and a standard cutting plate number 3. And I'm going to grab the one that we just stamped with all the snowflakes. I'm going to grab the large snowflake die, and just make sure this opening right here, make sure that snowflake fills in that open area completely. So I'm just lining everything up. So the actual die metal part should be wrapping right around the image. And that looks pretty good. Sometimes a little harder when I'm doing a video because I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to grab the medium-sized one. Bring that down a little bit. Just line this one up the exact same way. Get that image in there completely. Looks good. And then this is Post-it tape, by the way. You can use Post-it notes, too, because that's the same type of adhesive. I'm going to put a standard cutting plate on top. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot something. Get these 2 right here. We could have done this as a second step, and we might as well get it all done at the same time. So I'm going to grab this big one, and these openings right here, you're going to put this in here. You see how there's some little openings here? Make sure that these lines are in the middle of these openings, and plus you should see the berries in that middle circle. So try to get those berries centered, and then look at all of those little lines and the little pine twigs that are in there. And I'm going to put another piece of tape right there. And then I'm going to grab this one. Oops, wait a minute. I want to go down to this one. And I'm okay if there's a little tape there. I could move it. I just don't want this to move. This will cut through both. If you don't want to cut through your tape, then you might want to move it. And if you have trouble seeing that you're lining everything up, the tape's not messing you up, then you can go ahead and leave. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because I can tell I'm getting that center just right. Move it a little bit more. There we go. Put another piece of tape on there. Hold that in place. Now I'll put the standard cutting plate on top and run this through. Now, like I said, you can do those little ones separately. Once you get the big snowflakes or the outline of the snowflakes die cut, then you can put it through again and do these separately. That is fine. But sometimes it helps to do them all at the same time. Less steps. So we take all these off. I'm done with the large one, and those little pieces I'll take out later. Make sure you take those out, though, before you use it again, so it die cuts really good. But isn't that neat? I love having those centers die cut. Get these little pieces that came out on their own out. Now I've got the littler one. As you can see, some of the tape did cut, but it's no big deal. And I am going to hurry up and poke these out quick because I'm going to be using this again. Let's see. Oh, no, there's some right here. Oh, one more. There we go. So that's all cleaned out. Here's the medium-sized one. We can get all these little pieces off of here because we don't want those in the way when I go to die cut this last one. So just line this one up and die cut it just like you did the other one. And there's the last one. And now I want you to get that smoky slate piece that's inside your kit. This one is an 8.5 by 4 inch piece. And I want you to grab this die here. We'll just put it right here. And then this leaf one right here. We'll just put this right next to it. Now we're going to be die cutting 3 of the leaves, but we only need 1 of these pine branches. So there we go, run this through, and I'm not bothering with the tape just because if it moves a little bit, that's okay, just as long as it stays on the cardstock. And I'm going to go through twice, only because of this die. Make sure you don't go too far near the bottom. I think I've got it up enough. Hopefully it die cut really good. Because when it has that much to die cut, sometimes you have to go through twice. This one once is fine. But before I move this, I'm going to turn it around. It looks like it went through completely. I'm just going to double check. I'm going to move this over here, more in the middle, and run it through one more time. It really does look like it did, but it is so much easier just to go through again if you're not sure. Oh, definitely. That looks much cleaner now. Oh, yeah, it's coming out of there really easy. And the one thing with this one, there are a lot of little pieces. So I'm going to help it out. Sometimes you don't have to help it out. Sometimes it stays in here. Actually, going through another 2 times made it come out a lot easier for me. A lot of times I'm having to push this, and these little bitty pieces, they're cut, but they're so intricate. Sometimes they're hard to get out. And I think going through just one more set of 2 helped it a lot because I did not have to fuss with that very much at all. And it's coming out of the die super easy. There are some little pieces here, and you'll just need to poke all of these out. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do that. I'm just using the paper piercer part. Oh, and these are coming out a lot easier than they have in the past, too. So just to be on the safe side, I would run it through twice and make sure it's not too close to the bottom. And that die cut, the best I've ever had a die cut. So there's a little tip for you. Okay, now I'll go ahead and do that off camera. We've got 2 more sets of the leaves that need to be done. So let's go ahead and die cut these. And as you can see, I only had to run it through once when I was just doing these because these are not intricate. But if it's in the cardstock like this, do be a little careful just because that stem is kind of thin. Okay, that is all of the die cutting we need to do. So let's put this away and finish the card. Okay, now I want you to get the card base out. This is Secret Sea cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to grab my bone folder, fold this, get those corners lined up like so. Whenever you line those corners up, that helps you to get that folded perfectly. So I'm going to put this to the side for right now. I'm going to grab this piece of basic white. This is a 4 by 5.25 inch piece. Now this one is embossed, and I did it with the Jolly Holly embossing folder. It's actually a hybrid embossing folder. You can just emboss like I did with this, but a hybrid embossing folder always includes a die set, and there's always one die that fits in to the embossing folder, and then you can, I haven't used this yet this way, but you can die cut, it will emboss and die cut hollies out all at one time. So it's really neat. I love hybrid folders. Okay, but that is what I used with that, but this will be embossed for you in your kit. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the card base. So put some adhesive in each corner and on the long sides. Put this on, and it really doesn't matter which way. If one way looks better than the other, you can, but the hollies go every which way, so that looks fine. Now I'm going to grab these here, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat. Let's get the warmest wishes done first. So I'm going to grab that, and I want you to grab this that we die cut just a little bit ago. And I found the easiest way to attach this to the back. I'm going to put adhesive all over that, okay? And then I'm going to angle this like this, and this is going to go on. I want to keep this straight. And the nice thing about this being thin, I'll show you that here in just a minute. I kind of like this going down just a little bit on this end. On this one, I like this coming down a little bit. So with that being really narrow, I can bend that just a little bit. Then when I like it, I'm going to do it this way. I had it come down a little bit for the embellishment I put on later. It just shows up a little better that way. And now with this one, there's only one end that I need to put a dimensional. So I'm going to grab one dimensional. It is this one here. So I'm going to turn this over. And I will put a dimensional right here, making sure I get it on the white, but I also want to get it on here just to help that stay on a little better. And you can put a little more adhesive right here. You may not need to because you've already got so much on there already. Now I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to keep it upside down, though. That way it doesn't stick on anything. I'm going to bring in the card base. Oh, well, I'll go ahead and leave this out because I'm going to need it here in a minute. This is going to go on with dimensionals. So first off, I'm going to put a dimensional. I'm going to go closer to the base here instead of coming out here. And you'll understand that here in a minute. So you don't have to put one on every single one, but I found it kind of supported it a little better. Since these are kind of thin, the sticks, I guess you can't really call them sticks, but the thin pieces of cardstock there. So this kind of supports it a little better. I'm not going to take the dimensionals, the backings, off just yet. I'm going to lay this like this. I kind of like to angle like that, maybe not quite so much, about like that. I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to grab my multi-purpose glue, and I am only going to put glue on the inner part, not on the edges. Now I got a little bit too much glue. That's why I used my silicone mat. Did not mean to do that, but I can tap it off on here, get a little of the glue off of there so it's not so thick, and then that dries and I can peel it off later. So I'm going to hold this right where I want it, and then I'm going to put this one, I think I'll move it up just a little bit more. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to push this down, and where I know I've got the glue, which should be on these thin areas and the center. Okay. And then I can lift those up here in a minute, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I want to get all the snowflakes on first. I'm going to lay this down again. Put a little bit of glue, on here. There, now it's not coming out so fast. Sometimes there's a bubble in those bottles. So I've got that where I want it. Kind of angle this one. That looks pretty good. And I can go ahead and move that just if you want to. That way you can put your pressure on this one. Now I'm still not going to put that one on just yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on though. So, wait a minute, I can't do that yet. Let's see. You know what? We are going to go ahead and put this on, but we're just going to tap it down, and you'll understand in just a second. All will be revealed. Okay, get all these paper backings off here. And now I'm just going to tap this down. That way, if I need to lift one of these up when I'm putting some leaves underneath, I can. And make sure that this one that's sticking out the most does not go past the fold in your card. That way it'll fit in your envelope, okay? So I'm not pushing that down. That way I can lift it up like I said. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. Oh, I didn't take the paper. I couldn't remember if I did that yet or not. There we go. And then this one, the reason there's no adhesive on here is because it's going to go on the snowflake that's raised up with the dimensionals. So put this down. Make sure that this is not going over the edge of the card base. And I don't want to cover up this center part here because we're going to put a little bling on that. So I'm going to lay it down. That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to tap it down again because I still might need to move that when I start putting these leaves on. So grab all 3 sets of leaves. I'm going to turn this one over, and I'll just put a little glue on each leaf, like so. And then this one is going to go under here. I'm going to lift that up just a little bit because I don't want the leaf to go over the edge of the card base. That looks good. So now I can push that one down. Then I will grab this one, put some glue on here. And this one I can put in up here, and I can lift this up. And I am making sure the bottom stem of the leaves is not showing here in the middle part. I've got a little bit of the leaf showing there. I'm okay with that. But I didn't want the stem to be showing. So put a little pressure on that. If you notice, I'm not doing any pressure on the leaves that's underneath the snowflake, just in case I need to lift it up. Once I'm all done, I will push everything down. So I've got the glue here. I'm going to put this one under here, lift this up. And I kind of liked it going underneath the sentiment just a little bit. That looks good. Now push it down. Now now everything's in there. I like it. So now I can push the big one down with the dimensionals and the greeting. All right. Almost done. Oh, let's go ahead and put the inside in before I forget. So grab that one. Put some adhesive on here. I always love to decorate the inside of my cards. For those of you who've been in club for a while or watched my videos, you know that. Especially when it's got dark cardstock inside. We couldn't write on that unless you had a white gel pen. So there's the inside. There is the outside. And actually, you know what? I was going to do one more thing on the inside. I just looked at my original, so let's do that real quick. Grab the stamp. It looks like this. I'm going to open this up because I totally forgot to get that out. So this is the one that looks more like pine branches. This one does not. So grab this one. Let me get a block. Okay. And I'm going to use Secret C. I'm so glad I peeked inside my original card. It's been a while since I've made this. So that way you can see how you can build and do more. Because it looks really good when it's die cut like that. But when it's stamped, I kind of like having something more inside. So there are some berries there. So you can tell that there's like 2 here and 1 up here by itself. So I'm kind of doing that with this one. These branches should go in the middle of those empty spaces. Like so. If you don't line up the berries perfectly, it's okay. Nobody's really going to notice. Oh, I did that perfect. I can't believe that. But doesn't that fill it in a lot neater? I love that. Boy, I'm glad I looked at my original. I almost forgot that step. Okay, now I'm going to get the bling. So I'm grabbing these. I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool. The large snowflake is going to get a large faceted snowflake. I'm using the clear ones. Put that there in the center, and I'm going to grab a small one for each of the smaller snowflakes. And then if you want to, since we didn't glue these down, you can kind of flick those up a little bit just to give a little more texture to the card. There we go. So that is the first card of club. So I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you that are already in club, you can go to the next video and you can get that link in the PDF. So go to the PDF I sent you in that email, and you can start that video and get all your supplies together for card number 2 if you're ready for that one. And for those of you that aren't part of Club and thought this was fun and would love to join, I'd love to have you. Just look down in the video description and click on the monthly online card club. You'll get all the information there if you missed, or you could go to the beginning of the video again, but it's all written down there on that page, probably even more than I probably forgot something at the beginning of the video. And then there's also a link on that page to subscribe. Like I said, it's through PayPal. And then you scroll down a little bit farther and you can get the add-on if you'd like to. Just click on that button and then you can, fill that registration form out, and then I'll send you a PayPal invoice for you to pay for that. Okay, well, that is it. I will see you in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. And then make sure you click on that bell icon. That way, YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. That way, you won't miss anything. And I do weekly lives every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'd love for you to join along here on YouTube and on my Facebook page. And the link to my Facebook page is down in the video description as well, under the social media link. Okay. Have a great day, guys. Bye.